Then keeping your pets safe. Do you have a to-go kit ready just in case of a disaster? We're live with what you need to have ready to go. Let's do this, DMV. A very busy Monday morning starts right now on Good Day DC. September is National Preparedness Month, and this morning we are learning all about how you can prepare your pets for a disaster. Joining us now with some need-to-know tips to get you started, Chief Veterinarian and Nova Mobile Vet owner Eric Cryan. Dr. Cryan, thank you so much. We've got your vet technician as well here, Michael, and your daughter Karina, as well as Nala and Loki, our favorite little furry friends here. Look, I used to live in Florida, and so I learned the hard way during a hurricane that I needed to have an emergency kit like this. But talk to us a little bit about the importance of having not only we know an emergency preparedness kit for ourselves, but for our furry friends as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you can make it a positive experience. I'll also say, make it a travel/emergency kit. Have a sack ready to go, a week's worth of their food, any medications they on, maybe their monthly preventative, have their medical records, printed out in case internet's an issue, have a good slip lead so you can control your dog, and have a good collar like Loki here, identifying their name and contact information. So I think if you start off with a travel bag, that can quickly be converted into emergency room, emergency bag, excuse me, and then there's kits and stuff that you can get or make up to help with emergencies that develop for dogs.
Okay. Yeah, Loki's outfitted in some really cool gear here. What do you have for
Yes,
Loki?
I was looking online doing my research, and they have various emergency doggy kits, and they can run from $20 to $200.
Okay.
But the ones that I liked, would have a pair of gloves, gauze, scissors, stuff to put bandages on, stuff to rinse out eyes. A lot of them will have alcohol, and they don't really like that. So chlorhexidine or iodine to disinfect stuff is good. Oftentimes, just the simple having like a slip lead and a muzzle. If you can't hold your dog and control them, you're not going to be able to treat them with anything. So that simple thing is important. But they'll have emergency blankets and lights and things like that. But those are the basics that people will have for their doggy bug out bag, as it were, similar to people.
Awesome, awesome. And as you mentioned, medications, all of that. How much of a supply should you have in a preparedness bag ready to go for something like that?
Excellent. I generally would say a week or two, and that's helpful for the veterinarian as well. If you put their meds in spare, that way, you're asking me for more before you run out, and you're ready to go. If you're fortunate enough to, have a last-minute vacation, you could just grab the doggy bug out bag and go, and I'll have all the medicines, contact information, and then if you bring your safety equipment with you, in the road, that's also helpful in case they get any scratches or bites or issues with injuries as you're traveling with them, or if a disaster, unfortunately strikes, you're prepared, and thinking beforehand on what you need is going to increase the likelihood that you'll manage to grab everything. And so assign everyone in the family their job to do, who's taking what pet and where you're going to meet and all that important stuff, just like you would for your two-legged family members.
We love Nala's decided she's just going to hang out and rest right here. She's just going to take her little nap, right, Karina?
Yeah.
So
she's a plopper, definitely.
We love that. Loki here, I mean, this looks like something you could kind of use for double use. One for this purpose, for, emergency preparedness, but maybe for a hike or any sort of activity, adventure?
Absolutely. You have your hike, stuff. When you travel them, you can have their emergency collapsible bowl. So, if you need to give them water or something like that where they're out, I think the odds are low he's going to actually drink it, but, so they're ready to go. Oh, look at that. No,
perfect.
He got
He's a paid actor. I love that. Okay, what about, any other tips that you have for families when it comes to pet safety?
Yeah, bringing their leashes to hold on them, again, to reemphasize that is very important so they don't slip out and get loose, especially if there's, chaos and disaster going on. Having plenty of water for your fur kids and your family is very important. Having needs, to feed them, and taking their meds and everything are the main things that we'd like to, have people to include in their emergency kit for their doggies.
And lots of treats for good pups like Nala here, right?
Definitely, definitely.
I did want to ask you as well, I know, for instance, like I said, when I lived in Florida, a lot of people were not prepared when it came to what they would need to bring with them in a shelter, whether it's for a hurricane or tornado, any sort of instance like that for an emergency. What do you know what they need to know as far as documentation documentation and whatever they may need to provide to people?
Excellent question. So yeah, you want to have, a copy of the records. Rabies certificate is the big one. And also you want to know where your local veterinarian is and where your emergency veterinary hospital is, because if something hits and you need to take them someplace or a shelter won't take them, having a backup plan where they can be boarded, or if they need medical attention can seek it in the middle of the night, is what those information you want to figure out beforehand versus something happened at 2 in the morning and then you're still trying to scramble where you need to take them.
Yeah, just have it ready to go so you don't have to be hit with any issues when the time does come. Well, guys, thanks so much. We love having you on. I'm just going to soak up some snuggles right now with Loki and Nala. But if you want to get in touch with Dr. Cryan, here's his information, novamobilevet.com. And you can always find more information on our website as well, fox5dc.com. Marissa?
Nala's just made herself at home. Welcome anytime. Good segment.